Hello, Cancer. Welcome to your monthly reading for July 2025. This is for Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising. We're going to jump right in, Cancer. First things first, happy birthday. This is going to possibly be the birthday season you will never forget. Trust me on that. Secondly, if you are new to my channel, I'm going to give you your astrological overview, then I'm going to do your spread, then I break it down week by week. I'm going to tell you some other aspects, pull more cards, and then the second spread. And by the way, there's stuff here on the back, and then even with stuff on the back, this is a loaded month. There's stuff not even on the whiteboard. Maybe we'll have time to go through it, but I want you to know this is a landmark month, okay? We're officially halfway through the year. I said many times now, this second half of 2025, this is when you start feeling that paradigm shift that I've been talking about. Everything changes. This is going to be the least boring month of the year, all right? And I've told you that 2025, it is the year of the Great Awakening. We're here. This is where you really feel it. It's the year of the snake, where we're shedding skin, out with the old, in with the new. I keep repeating that so you have it in that consciousness. Year of 9, completion, preparing for 2026, which is the year. It's the year of 10. And this is also the year where we see 5 outer planets change signs in such a compressed period of time, which is rare. Nobody on earth has ever experienced this year that we are going to live through. And all these planets and new signs, especially the 4 main outer planets that are now in new signs, which includes Pluto in Aquarius, Neptune in Aries, the last 3, right? The big ones. And then now Uranus is moving into Gemini this month. So why is that bonkers? Because out of all those planets, Uranus is the most life-changing. Uranus is a planet of change. You're going to see change. July is going to be off the charts. Expect radical change. Change is the only constant in the world. And you see that the world is changing. So this month, what can you expect? You're going to be connecting with others in ways you never have. You're going to completely reinvent yourself. Y'all are going to be really psychic, like very intuitive, a whole other level. And you can expect that you're going to be doing a lot of healing, a lot of searching for deep meaning and purpose. You've got Jupiter in your sign bringing you all this luck and good fortune, expansion, inner wisdom. You're going to see doors open for you like you've never seen before. Remember, you have the keys anyway. So you're also going to be tapping into your inner leader, okay? You do see that we have a full moon in Capricorn, more cardinal energy. And this month, you're also going to be reassessing, reevaluating a lot of things, okay? Connecting with or reconnecting with your authentic self. In July, Venus will be in 3 signs, right? When's the last time you saw that? We have 4 planets going retrograde. We have a very, very wild new moon that is all about money for you. A lot of you are changing careers, by the way. We have a very special full moon in Capricorn. We only have 3 challenging aspects, planetary wise, and enormously auspicious, one-of-a-kind aspects that we have not seen in our lifetime, that will be playing out the entire month. And I said that the 4 C's of 2025 will be community, the collective, courage, consciousness, which you will see play out this month. But with Uranus moving into Gemini, which is the big highlight of the month, I'm throwing in 4 more C's that you can expect, which is creativity, communication, collaborations, and commitments. Now, Uranus in Gemini, again, one of the highlights of the decade, yeah? Even the century. It's been 84 years. And this is a month that every sign is going to experience change in different areas of their life, because Uranus is the great awakener, the planet of breakthroughs, unexpected surprises. And if you saw my last live stream, you will know I mentioned Saturn was the last of the traditional planets that the ancients knew of. And so Uranus, discovered in 1781, that's 5,000 years passing before the discovery of a new planet. That was unexpected, surprising, and a big breakthrough. Now, Uranus is electric, it's eccentric, It's revolutionary, it's evolution, it's freedom. It's liberation, innovation, genius, novel, future, forward, and of course, surprises, the unexpected breakthroughs. You're going to have these. You're going to have these. Uranus is the sky god, and he's like a bolt of lightning. He represents shifts in consciousness on a generational scale, like 7-8 years in different signs, and now moving into Gemini for the next, until 2033. So Uranus, god of the sky, Saturn's father, by the way, does a lot better in Gemini, an air sign, than Taurus, which we had since 2018. Because Gemini is mutable, it's more adaptable, it's more flexible. And Uranus in Gemini, and there's more reasons why, but Uranus in Gemini is all about your innovations and advancements and your breakthroughs, especially in communication, the mind, ideas, creative, writing, creative revolution, anything online, transportation, travel. Uranus is rebellious, is breaking from the old. It's being original, being your authentic self. Remember, this is a month where you will be reinventing yourself for the next 8 years, but this month is where it matters. And yes, it's Uranus. There can also be breakups and quitting jobs and shakeups, and maybe it happens to you. Maybe it's you, where you realize or understand what serves you as you serve your higher self, what you want to bring with you in this new era. You are going to feel restless as well. This is Uranus. You're going to I got to do things. You're going to feel stimulated in brilliant new circumstances and opportunities and pursuits, exploring the new. That's the name of the game, exploring the new. And Uranus in Gemini is fast and it's exciting, and that's what it is. Listen, it's your 12th house, by the way. So Uranus in Gemini, this is going to be really big. And you, out of all the signs, Cancer, will likely have one of the biggest changes, life changes this month or all summer in a really big way. All right. This is Uranus in Gemini, your 12th house. That's everything beyond the physical plane. It's very nebulous. It's the 12th house. It's spirituality. It's healing. All right. It's the subconscious. But you're already a very intuitive sign, Cancer. This is just taking it to a whole other level. Whole other level. You are definitely going to be the leaders. You already are your cardinal sign. But with the fact that you got Jupiter in your sign, you got Saturn, Neptune, and Aries, another cardinal sign, right? That's already asking you to be that leader, right? You're going to be spiritual leaders, spiritual warriors, spiritual healers. A lot of y'all you're going to be healers. You're going to have really vivid dreams. You're going to have intuition off the charts. This is really, really, really big. Okay. There is this spiritual subconscious at play here for you. But then again, we'll talk about the fact that Uranus is trining Pluto in Aquarius in your 8th. All right. Now, Venus is also entering Gemini on July 4th. So Venus will be with Uranus all month. All right. Well, most of the month, right? Venus is still in Taurus, moves into Gemini, and then moves into your sign the last week. We'll talk about that. But Uranus and Gemini, just that alone, change. You're going to see it right away. Okay. And you are definitely going to see it with the fact that Uranus will be trining Pluto, Uranus being the ruler of natively your 8th house, which is that Aquarius energy. That is the 8th house. That's really deep. That's change. So the fact that you've got what's happening just for you, Cancer, you're going through, out of all the signs, the biggest change. You're up there with a couple other signs. 8th house is death and rebirth. Out with the old, in with the new. There's this new you emerging. 8th house is transformation. It's caterpillar to butterfly. It is also emphasis on intimacy, romance, partnerships. It can be business too, by the way, as well as wealth building. You are definitely going to make money. It's like royalties, it's investments, it's inheritance, it's loans, it's taxes, it's joint bank accounts, it's all of that. Now, you throw in the fact that Saturn and Neptune is conjuncting in Aries, like I said, all summer, asking you to be that leader with Jupiter in your sign. This is big. Remember, this is out with the old, in with the new. All right. In tarot, you, Cancer, you're the Chariot card. Aries is the Emperor. You see what's happening here. There is this warrior, this leader, this visionary inside you that's coming out. And it could even be just the fact that, like, maybe you work in an office, but you, like, everyone comes to you for wisdom or advice, or it can be whatever you want. It's just you are going to be that person. And Uranus and Gemini trine Pluto and Aquarius, 2 air signs, right? This is a package deal. This is the next 2 years that you're going to feel this energy. Uranus in Gemini, right? Pluto and Aquarius. Uranus happens to be Aquarius's ruler, and Gemini is Mercury ruled, all right? Hermes, the messenger, he's fast. Mercury is the lower octave of Uranus, the sky god. Like I said, Hermes likes the sky. So do you see what's happening here? This is big. And you can expect a lot of breakthroughs. A lot of y'all, to be honest, will become in this new world like the healers, spiritual leaders. You're going to be helping others. You're going to have vivid dreams. You're going to have connection to the divine. You're going to become the psychics, the channelers. Like, oh my goodness, if you want. But either way, you're just going to be, that spiritual energy is going to be really strong. So expect breakthroughs, especially with the mind, with Mercury and Pluto, which Pluto happens to be very psychological too. It goes really deep. I mean, that's a lot happening up here, especially for you with the 12th house up here, the subconscious. And I've said before, 90% of what's upstairs is the subconscious. Only 10% is the conscious. So you're going to be pushing a lot of that subconscious into the conscious, into the world, where it is the year of consciousness expanding. So do you see that you're going to have some really big change? And this is your personal, like, freedom. Remember, so even if there's anything up here that's telling you you're not good enough, or things in the subconscious, which is where we store our memories, things that could go all the way back to childhood, you will unroot them because Uranus is helping you. This is high frequency. Remember, we're all made of energy. We all have biofields. We're all connected. We're a human race. Pluto and Aquarius is humanity, and we all contribute. This is our ascension. So the point here, you don't have to do it alone. We're all in this together. You matter. You're part of the collective, and you're going to help move it forward. And so your birthday season, the other thing in July, by the way, in your birthday season is like a lot of inner work. You're going to be doing a lot of inner work. I mean, you have Uranus in your 12th. And then you also have, remember, I said 4 retrogrades. Chiron's going to be very active. You're going to do a lot of healing for your breakthrough, and you're going to break things down, even if it's up here, for your breakthrough. Okay, if you don't, these planets will do it for you. All right, I always say use these planets, don't let them use you, especially Uranus, attributed to the Fool in tarot. By the way, the Fool card, 0, Uranus in Gemini at 0 degrees all month. That's the world axis, the degree of reset and new beginnings all month. Okay, so just to make it really clear, Cancer, you are 1000% embarking on a new journey. All right, especially after the Jupiter Cazimi and the new moon in your sign from last week, and now you got Uranus at 0 degrees in Gemini all month. Remember, I said you are going to get a preview this summer of what your life will be like starting February 2026. So take all that action now. Remember, you create your reality, and the universe comes bearing gifts. You just got to grab them, right? Now, the biggest thing of July, just so you know, because this is huge for you with Jupiter in your sign, okay? Remember, that's blessings. That you've got the most luck out of all the signs, all right? It's been 12 years, okay, until 2026. Now, you've got Saturn conjunct Neptune in Aries, sextiling Uranus in Gemini, and Pluto in Aquarius, and Uranus will trine Pluto. I've talked about this. This is the story. This is the big story. This is you cultivating the new you and the new reality you're creating for yourself, turning your dreams into reality, and fast with Uranus and Gemini. And the 4-way alignment here which you can't trace back in modern human history, is very harmonious. It's forming this solid, strong golden triangle. I told you you're definitely going to feel it in July, all month, okay? Because it's happening at those early degrees of fresh new beginnings and new ventures. Now, Saturn sextile Uranus and Uranus sextile Neptune, they're going to perfect in August at 1 degree, the degree of new beginnings, and letting this new you emerge. So this is a big deal. That's when you're really gonna feel it in August, but you're gonna feel it now in July. Saturn sextile Uranus in general, last time was 1997. Uranus sextile Neptune, last time was 1968, 66 to 80, 68, yeah. And then Uranus trine Pluto, right? Last time was 1922, okay? But again, these are in planets or signs that they haven't been in. Like Pluto in Aquarius, 250 years. Uranus Gemini, 84 years. But anyway, the next 2 years, very pivotal, all right? And Uranus trine Pluto, that perfects in July 2026, but they're outer planets. So yeah, they're just going to linger at these degrees. But look at the Saturn-Neptune video I did for all 12 signs and what you can expect for your sign. And the spread that I did, remember, July and August 2026 are really big months, all right? Anyway, you're going to have amazing change, especially with this quartet of planets all in harmony, all right? This is definitely going to be a really big time for you, especially if you have anything in your chart in Gemini with Uranus moving into Gemini, then you're going to see these changes, okay? It's really, really big. And even for me, if you're a subscriber, you may know that I'm a Gemini rising, a 0 degree Gemini rising, meaning if you have any planets 0 degrees, you really embody the essence of that sign. And so I'm an Aquarius, but Gemini rising 0 degrees, meaning Uranus, July 7th, will be right on my ascendant for about a year. So you're going to see me go through a lot of changes. You're part of my journey anyway. So anyway, you are entering this new world, this new era, this new you. And if you want to know what you can expect with Uranus and Gemini for the world, I'll leave the live stream I did, the July astrology overview, my channel predictions video in the description box at the end. I'll do another one too. Okay. I'll do another one too, but that's how big this is because we've waited, right? As when now all the 4 planets are in new signs. So July, what can you expect? Well, you, out of all the signs, really can expect expanding your consciousness, okay? And Gemini and Aquarius, by the way, are 2 of the most open-minded signs, okay? So when you have Uranus and Gemini trine Pluto and Aquarius, that's opening minds, right? So you're going to continue to think in profound new ways. You will have breakthroughs. You're going to be taking more risks than normal. Like you're getting that leadership energy, that courage, that bold courage, especially in career and fame, but just partnerships, relationships is going to be a big thing. I'll talk about that for you. Okay. Legal matters as well, but you are just going to see your life change right before your eyes. All right. That's just how Uranus operates in Gemini, which again is fast. But if you feel like things are going too fast, you got Mars and Virgo all month. That's keeping you grounded. But what's really interesting about that, Mars and Virgo for you, Cancer, that's your 3rd house. So that happens to be Gemini's home. So a lot of mercurial energy. Like when I say you're going to be communicating in ways that you never had, you're going to be really communicating now. Okay. Very, very much. Travel as well. There's things that you're going to be thinking about. You're launching new things. There's going to be things, maybe even like a website, things online, social media, 3rd house as well. Like there's so much happening for you. There's so much happening for you. Advertising, PR, marketing. There's so much, writing a book and all of that, right? Now, like I said, you're also going to be reassessing, rethinking all month. That's all on the table because we have 4 retrogrades. Neptune will go retrograde, as you can see. Saturn will go retrograde, as you can see. Mercury will go retrograde July 17th. Sign contracts, anything you need to do before that, right? And then Chiron will go retrograde July 31st. Do not forget, Pluto is currently retrograde. That's a lot of retrogrades. And we'll talk about it later. So let's dive right in. Okay, so now, actually not even on the whiteboard, July 2nd. This is the exact midpoint, mid-year point, All right. So literally halfway through the year. And to be honest, mid-decade point. All right. Now, what are the chances the moon just happens to be in Libra that day? All right. That's all about balance and harmony and inner peace. But for you, oh my goodness, Libra rules your fourth house of home and family. That's your home. So there's gotta be a lot of energy here. Home, family, nurturing, care, self-care, real estate. Maybe you're buying property, maybe you're thinking about it. But this day, we do have this golden triangle, this air trine with the moon in Libra, Pluto in Aquarius, and Sedna in Gemini. And Sedna and Pluto, they're two very important dwarf planets, all about the collective consciousness. I mean, this is big. You still have Venus in Taurus too, and its domicile at this point. All right. And that's big because you see Friday, July 4th. All right. You see what's happening here. And I talked about it last week, but this is one of the biggest days of the month. It's loaded. And please pay attention to what I say for July 4th, because what I say for this day, I'm not going to include in your next week's forecast. All right. There's bigger fish to fry, but this is still really big. That's how big July is. Now, you have Venus conjunct Uranus and Taurus at 29 degrees. Now, remember, I drop these forecasts right here, what you're watching, days before the actual month. So whatever day you're watching this, you are feeling Venus conjunct Uranus. Remember, you're building up to it. This is the day of the perfection. That degree, the anaretic degree, it's a graduation, a culmination point, a peak moment for you, even a breakthrough. It's Uranus, all right? Something surprising or unexpected, especially when it comes to love or money or creativity, relationships, beauty, having more comfort, self-worth, everything your heart desires. It's Venus in a conjunction. There will be fireworks, pun intended. Yeah, happy 4th if you're in the US. Anyway, there could be something really new for you, something exciting, this parting gift that's happening after Uranus leaves Taurus. It's after 7 years. So you're definitely going to feel this. This is your 11th house. 11th house rules your future hopes, goals, wishes, dreams, commitments. Also, your network, benefactors, allies, friendships, community. This is big. There's got to be something really big here for you, okay? And remember, give it days before, days after. It's a conjunction. It's that strong. And what makes this day even bonkers, more bonkers, is Venus and Uranus will conjunct the fixed star Alcyone, the brightest star in the Pleiades, the Taurus constellation. So first time in 84 years. And that will be harmoniously connecting with Pluto, Saturn, Neptune. Again, you're going to feel this days before, days after. We'll talk about more next week, okay? In the second spread, where we talk about asteroids and planetoids and fixed stars and lunations. Now, Venus, after that, immediately moves into Gemini, 0 degrees, right? That same day. So Venus in Gemini is just fun and social. It's stimulating. It's flirty. It's courageous or curious. It's affectionate, it's lighthearted. You're going to feel charming and magnetic, taking risks, feeling free, trying new things, being very explorative. This is big. You're going to have a lot of focus on love, money, creativity, launching new things, your local community, like online things, maybe even online shopping. But use this with Venus and Gemini. That's going to be here most of the month. Communicate, right? Gemini is very social. Network, travel. It's very stimulating, lighthearted. We're talking belly laughs, all right? Very jokey. You're going to hear jokes. You're going to hear dad jokes. Maybe you got some. But this is kind of a big deal, all right? Because you've got Venus in Gemini in your 12th. So again, there's something very spiritual here for you. This mental connection, but almost like at a whole other dimension for a lot of y'all. But then Venus natively rules your 4th and your 11th. So again, it's just very social for you anyway. A lot of focus on home and family. All right. And friendships. All right. So it's actually it's kind of a big deal because this is how bonkers it is. Venus will be conjuncting Sedna, right? Planetoid, Alcyone, fixed star. And then you've got Aldebaran. You got Hygeia, all in Gemini. So there's still so much happening in that Gemini area of your chart and your 12th house. It's so spiritual. And yeah, Neptune will retrograde in Aries this day. until December. And so this is you redefining who you are as that inner spiritual warrior, that compassionate leader, that visionary artist. A lot of public facing energy here, how you want to be seen, the public, but it is Neptune. So also during this time, you're going to ask yourself, am I grounded in reality with my dreams and my ideals? All right. So again, something here really amplifying that intuition. Okay. Now, here's the other thing. The moon will be in Scorpio, all right, this day. So really amplifying love, business, intimacy, money, transformation, family and children for you, all right? Even like intimacy is going to be a thing, all right? So just, there's a lot happening here. Jupiter actually will be at its degree of exaltation, 5 degrees in your sign. And it's going to trine the moon and Scorpio, and the moon's gonna be in Scorpio all weekend. You're gonna feel this. That's your 5th house of joy and pleasure. This is gonna be it's very emotionally moving. There may be something here with like a female figure involved, or you as a mother, maybe something here with home and investments. But even on Saturday, not even on the whiteboard, the moon will conjunct Juno. So there is something here with partnerships and relationships. Again, you're going to feel, or even legal matters, and that can be love and home. That can be work, career. There's maybe some of y'all find out that you're having a baby because it's the Scorpio energy in your 5th house. But what makes this bonkers is we do have this amazing water trine, and this is Saturday, okay? With the sun in your sign, the moon in Scorpio, and the North Node in Pisces. Like, well, that's a lot of emotions, good emotions. Remember, water flows. Go with the flow, flow with the go. But we also have a mini trine with Venus in Gemini, Pluto in Aquarius, and Saturn and Neptune in Aries. So you've got all this fire and air, and then you've also got this fire trine on the same day with Mercury in Leo, Ceres in Aries, and fixed star Antares, which is a royal star. It's all about mastery of self. It's like Saturn in Aries, but you got Ceres in Aries. There's something here with how you're being seen. There's something here with career. There's something here with money. There's something here about courage. There's something about glory right here, okay, for you. All right, Cancer? It's a big deal. And if you actually watch my channeled prediction videos, if you're new to my channel, I do channeled predictions, right? And one of the messages I got, if you remember this, was of 525 BC, which I had to Google what was happening. It turns out Venus passed over Antares in the Scorpio constellation. And that occultation, which, it just obscures the star from view, that's not going to happen again until November 2400. But in terms of conjunction, Venus will conjunct Antares December 8th this year. The time of Mercury-Uranus opposition and the full moon in Gemini. Just letting you know, all right? And then Sunday, July 6th, that's when you have Venus, sextile Saturn, Neptune, and Aries. Again, there's something very spiritual, very soulful here for you in terms of career, how you want to be seen. If you're not here for career, it's just your reputation, whatever you're exerting your energy into that you want to be known for, that you're passionate about. But this is like social status, leadership. There's so much of that energy. Remember, you still have Jupiter in your sign. You have all these blessings. But this is strong energy. It does look like some of y'all may get Venus is money, right? And you got Saturn, Neptune in your 10th house of career. So there's something here that may be on the table. And remember, sextiles are windows of opportunity. So take advantage of this, all right? Remember, things are changing. The way that you see are changing. You're taking bigger risks, and you're taking inspired action. Take advantage of this because Saturn is at play, all right? You got Venus sextiling Saturn. That's a big deal in itself. That Saturn's all about commitments, the long term, right? And so there's something here with relationships, finances, creative endeavors for you where you're bringing this structure and stability, or maybe you're becoming the authority, all right? There is something big here for you because Saturn natively rules your 7th house of partnerships, relationships, marriage, legal matters, signing things, contracts. Like it's going to be a time, all right? Because even Venus sextile Neptune, Neptune being the higher octave of Venus, this is a huge window of opportunity. That's like a fairy tale. It's like cloud nine, enchantment. Do things that inspire you. Listen to music. Go to the ballet. All right. Go see a movie. Neptune is visual, visualize, film. Go to an outdoor screening of Grease 2 at your local park. It's summer. All right. So again, you're going to feel this days before, days after, but this is the day it perfects, and it's at 2 degrees, by the way, which is Venus's home. It's Venus's degree. So there's love, comfort, abundance here. Just put wheels in motion. Speak your dreams into existence, right? Connect with the ether. This is a big window. You're going to feel this up until the 9th. Now, who's going to feel this the most? If you are a cross watcher, if you watch your rising or your moon, or for your husband, your pet, horse, whatever it is. Air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, and fire signs, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, are going to feel this most. If you know your chart, if you know your birth charts, if you have any planets 0 to 4 degrees in any of the signs I just mentioned, it doesn't matter which one, we look at the angular aspects, you will feel this the most now. But everyone will feel it. It's a strong sextile. Now, July 7th is the big day with Uranus moving into Gemini, all right? We will talk more about that next week, okay? Because there's a lot I didn't tell you, and we will talk about the lower expressions of Uranus and Gemini. Just remember, you are going to start seeing really big change. And to be honest, with all the, Schumann's resonance, the solar activity that's happening as well, Earth is changing. Oh, it's almost like there's, dogs know when it's about to rain, like hours before, like that kind of stuff. Like you're going to know things. Anyway, we'll talk more about that. But just remember, you're definitely going to be having a lot more breakthroughs. And the great thing about Uranus and Gemini for you, by the way, it is your 12th house. So it's connecting with like your higher mind as well. And Gemini, again, remember, known for being open-minded, but also like quick-witted, problem-solving, really like fast, like things like that, knowing things. It's big. All right. Now, that same day, Venus will trine Pluto. This is rare. It only happens twice a year. And this is just whoosh, like when I look at what's going on for you, all right, because you really have to see that Aquarius area of your chart. The fact that Uranus and Gemini, Uranus, again, being Aquarius's planet. So what's happening here just automatically for you, a lot of that 8th house energy, okay? And Pluto natively rules the 8th house. So love, relationships, money, really big. Creative pursuits with Venus, but things that you're going after, things that you're starting, whatever you want to invest your time in. You've got this huge flow right now. Even literal investments. What I say about the 8th house, all that money, right? Wealth building. There's this deep passion you may have, especially in communication. Remember, you have Uranus trine Pluto already as well, but now you got Venus trine Pluto. Venus and Uranus, just out of sheer coincidence, by the way, are the two planets that spin retrograde. Interesting backwards, right? Anyway, this is just you being very commanding, okay? Having a presence, being very impressive. It's exciting. It's mentally stimulating. There's deep connections here for you. And again, it can be love. It can be business. But whatever it is, it's all in the name of transforming your life. Pluto is transformation in your 8th house of transformation. Like you can't get more transformative than this unless you're a transformer. All right? Now, the other thing is you're going to be in the zone because there is like this intensity that comes with Venus trine Pluto, Pluto to Aquarius. Okay? And when I say that, it's like you are singing at a karaoke bar and you're really in the zone. Like you're really in the zone. So just know this is a big time for you with love and money. You're going to feel these vibes. Trines are harmonious, by the way, okay? So this is all in your favor. They bring an element of ease and luck. And again, you're going to feel this days before, days after. It's at those early degrees. There's this level of intimacy and power here. With Pluto, influence with Venus. This is big. Now, cross watchers, air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, and fire signs, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius will feel this most. If you know your birth chart, planets 0 to 6 degrees in any of those signs I mentioned, you will definitely feel this. Okay. There's a lot happening here. Huge shift in perspective. And if you do watch my channeling prediction live streams, remember, I'm going to make that announcement when I take them to my own platform where I can speak more freely. But I did say pay attention to July 3rd to the 7th. Now, I do love July 9th for you. It's not on the whiteboard. I'm not telling every sign everything. I'm just saying what's more relevant for you. July 9th, please pay attention to this day when you've got the Sun in Cancer, Juno in Scorpio, North Node in Pisces. Again, beautiful, amazing water trine. There's something here that is like life purpose energy, okay, for you. And it's happening the day before the full moon in Capricorn. That's happening July 10th. Now, we will talk about this a lot more in your weekly forecast. This is a great full moon. It's happening around 4:50 p.m. my time, Eastern Standard Time, New York City time. Convert that to wherever you live in the world. But remember, with full moons, you'll feel it days before and days after. All right. And this one's great. It has an amazing alignment with the North Node in Pisces, South Node in Virgo, trining Mars in Virgo. There's something really big here that Capricorn, remember, is your opposite sign. So opposites. And that's why you will have a lot of attention and focus with partnerships, relationships, one-on-one connections, your personal connections. It can be your lawyer, agent, your best friend, whatever it is. There's something here, a turning point, something being illuminated, something ending. But it's also a time where it's a Saturn-ruled full moon. Like, you're not messing around. You're serious about your long-term goals. Okay. And there is definitely something finalizing here. But anyway, cardinal signs, Aries, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn. You're going to feel this the most. If you have any planets in any of those signs, by the way, 16 to 20 degrees. Yeah, you're going to feel it. Mercury will trine Sirius at this point in Aries. So again, remember Mercury is in Leo, right? So there is something here about there's just something here with career and money. If you're not here for that, self-worth, self-value, how you want to be seen. There's some strong maternal energy with Sirius here. Sirius is Mother Earth, by the way, but health and diet and nutrition, loved ones, family, relationships, all of that really amped up with Mars and Virgo, by the way. So there is a sense of like service to others. Remember, the sun is in your sign, Jupiter's in your sign. There's this growth, emotional growth, spiritual growth that you are going through. Now, let me just see. There's some other big things that are happening for you, but we'll talk about it next week. Saturday, July 12th, that's when Saturn goes retrograde until September 1st. We'll talk more about it next week or in the weekly forecast, just like Neptune retrograde in Aries. Okay, so this is Saturn retrograde. So now, remember, this is all going within, really, right? Retrogrades. Again, we'll talk about more next week, but this is just you asking yourself, am I grounded in my reality? Am I putting too many limitations on myself? Do I have a realistic approach and mindset for the future that I want? It is a good time to reevaluate even your long-term goals and commitments, structure, leadership, right? Discipline, how you show up for yourself. Saturn is the old wise one, right? So know thyself, right? Socrates. So there are going to be things that you're going to be putting in order. Again, where do you want to be by February 2026? The summer is going to be big. Saturn is karma. Everything has ripple effects. Remember, you're vibrating at a high frequency. What waves do you want to make for the next 2 years, right? Now, another thing is Thursday's a big day, okay? July 17th, when you got Mercury sextile Venus, there's something here really stimulating. There's something here with money, okay? Mercury and Leo in your second house of money. You got Venus, a planet of money, right? There's something here for money. Maybe conversations you're having, something that you're signing, yeah? But remember, look at what's happening the same day. And actually, Mercury and Leo going retrograde, depending on where you live, it's happening around midnight, just after midnight, my time. So July 17th, 18th. Mercury will be retrograde until August 11th. Yeah. So remember, with any Mercury retrograde, miscommunication, crossed wires, delays. But the biggest thing, people coming up from your past. Now, I like this Mercury retrograde. Seems like there is a reason why, right? For this one, it may be former lovers, it may be family, it may be friends. There's just something here. Someone that brought you a lot of comfort. They could be coming back around. All right, blast from the past, or you may be thinking about them. But I do like this because we do have a Mercury Kazemi, like the last day of the month that brings that clarity. So anyway, the big picture. Mercury will stay in Leo after the retrograde until September 2nd. Okay. So remember, everything that's happening this summer is crucial. Okay. You're just going to be in a different place in your life when we get to fall, which, by the way, in September, we do have eclipses, which I talk about in that Saturn Neptune video. So who's going to feel this aspect the most? Mercury retrograde, actually. Will it be the fixed signs, Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius, and Gemini and Virgo? Okay. Now, anyway, another big day. And we're going to go deep when we get to the weekly forecast for this, Sunday, July 20th. Now, I've already mentioned this a couple times just to get you prepared, is when Mars will conjunct the South Node, all right? 19 degrees. Remember that. That's going to be important. I'm going to bring that up when we talk about it, but you may feel it days before, days after. It will square Venus. And Gemini, which we'll definitely talk about, you see Mars will square Venus. You're going to be feeling it around this time. Moon actually will be in Gemini this day as well. Remember, this is all 12th house activity for you. So the moon conjuncting Uranus is going to happen that day. There's going to be some breakthrough, okay? Or something unexpected, right? But for you, it's your 12th house. It could be, 12th house, the lower expressions would be like self-sabotage or even like hidden enemies, right? It's part of the 12th house. So it could be something that where you have this reality, like, and see that maybe someone you thought was supporting you isn't, okay? So just keep that in mind. The moon will actually conjunct Venus, though, so that's beautiful. That's going to happen, at the same time. So that's really great. But here's the thing. Mars in the South Node, this is all about what is not part of your future goals. What has reached a point of fatigue and expiration date, no longer necessary for your journey forward, okay? Mars is like a spear. Mars is like a laser. This is in your third house of communication, of writing projects, of, there's family energy, there's travel energy, there's, launching new things. But, Virgo naturally rules like work and health and lifestyle. But it's your third house, so there could be something here with like mental health. You have, all the Gemini energy in your 12. So a lot maybe on your mind, because remember, the South Node, that's where you learn your lessons, right? Things you need to move on from, like make the past history. But you've got Mercury retrograde at the same time that amplifies a lot of things coming up from the past. For you particularly, it's happening in your third house of the mind. So there just may be something here that you will want to release, okay? Remember this Virgo energy. Avoid being overly critical, that perfectionist energy, being hard on yourself. It's all about detoxing what you want out for what you can bring in, all right? And it is a lot of mutable energy around this time. Mercury rules both Virgo and Gemini, which are strongly aspected right now. So again, something here with communication may be a big thing for you. You may be making an announcement, okay? Gemini's connected to the mind, Virgo to the gut as well, right? So gut instincts, your second brain, right? So there's this merging of physical mind, higher mind, and it's happening in your third house of the mind and your 12th house of the subconscious. So again, a lot that's going to be happening up here for you. Just think about what you have to let go. Don't forget, you've got the North Node in Pisces. That's amazing. There's going to be a lot of aspects with the North Node this month. That is very spiritual. That's your spiritual awakening. It's happening in your 9th house. No one else. 9th house is spirituality. It's your belief system. It's this shift in mindset. All right. So again, there is something big happening for you here. All right. Spend time in nature. That's going to be really nice. Remember, Virgo is an earth sign. Anyway, all right. Now, the other thing is that there is just something here that you may want justice for too. All right. We'll talk about that later in partnerships, relationships, marriage, contracts, things like that. Now, Tuesday, July 22nd, we officially enter Leo season. Wow, the sun rules Leo. This is a big deal. This is the spot. This is your stage. This is a time to show off your talents, the new you. This is a spotlight. The sun in Leo is a spotlight. Like, you're not an extra on a film set. You're not a backup dancer. This is you. And remember, you have the light inside you anyway. This is when you let it radiate. You're going to, sun in Leo, that's inspiration. It's enthusiasm. It's energizing. It's confidence. It is a huge focus on family and loved ones and true love and romance and children and creativity, creative projects, sex, it's procreation. You're going to be having kids. Like, there's, and there's a touch of fame here. So you've got that, right? Because remember, it's royal. The sun in Leo, very royal. But you've got that with Saturn and Neptune and Aries in your 10th anyway. So you're getting recognition. You're transforming as well. And the sun will sextile Uranus at 1 degree this same day. You're getting something fun and exciting. And the last thing, Leo rules your second house. And so for the next 4 weeks, from this point forward, it is all about money, salary, income, finances, material possessions, your self-worth, your self-value. All right? July 23rd, Venus will square Mars. We'll talk about that. It's very mutable energy with Venus and Gemini, Mars and Virgo. There is a restlessness here, and you're going to feel this days before, days after, especially of the mind in a big way. Remember, Venus and Gemini in your 12th, and Mars and Virgo in your 3rd, all upstairs. All right? So, but, it still is signing things or agreeing to things, communication, online stuff, taking action, a lot of energy around love, money, and creativity. All right. I actually like this square, and I'll tell you why in the weekly. Now, and the sun will trine Saturn this day too, by the way. So that's what I'm saying for you. There is this touch of fame in career or just how you want to be known that you're getting. All right. There's something here about your long-term goals. There's something here about success. All right. This is channel into this energy. Just mark this in your calendar because it's happening right at the Thursday, July 24th, the new moon in Leo at 2 degrees. Remember, that's Venus's degree. All right. So, and I know Mercury's retrograde, but it doesn't mean you can't put wheels in motion, set intentions. I'll walk you through that when we get to the weekly forecast. But on this day, you have, and this is why it's wild, you have the sun trine Saturn and Neptune, Pluto trine Uranus, Saturn and Neptune, sextile Uranus. There's Pluto trine Uranus. You guys, so much happening here. All right, so much happening. And again, there's something here with money, finances, something big. If you're not here for that, self-worth, self-value, material possessions, you're getting something like a car. You're getting something, okay? Something that you want. The one thing is that the sun will be opposite Pluto, and that is a little bit of fixed energy, okay? So that's just, it can be egos at play, all right? Especially with a partner, business partner for you, all right? There may be something here about money with the sun in Leo and then Pluto in Aquarius. It's your 2nd house, 8th house, all right? So there's something here with money because there's 2 money houses in the zodiac wheel. Or again, if you're not here for money and it's just maybe not seeing eye to eye with someone about it, there is something here about your self-worth and your transformation and something here with partnerships. Okay. Now, the other thing is Venus. Yeah. July 30th. Venus moves into your sign until August 25th. So now you have Jupiter and Venus in your sign. All right. This is amazing. Absolutely. It's very 2 of Cups. It's very home, family, heart, and soul. This is beautiful. Love, money. Remember, you have a lot of money stuff happening, all right, this summer. Big, wonderful money stuff. Emotional healing with Chiron going retrograde in Aries that same day. But, I mean, the fact that you have Venus in your sign, Venus being the planet of money and love, I mean, this is just beautiful. And, yes, that means Venus will conjunct Jupiter. The 2 benefic planets will conjunct in your sign. So, let's get started, Cancer. We do have a Mercury Cazimi on July 31st. I love that happening at the end of the month. Anyway, let's get started. And we'll see if we have time after, okay, when I break it down week by week. But anyway, Cancer, let's see what's going on for you, Cancer, for July 2025. Cancer, sun, moon, and rising. Cancer, y'all are amazing. Happy birthday. Okay, let's do this. Cancer, I do a traditional occultic cross-spread, offers the best overview. If we need to pull clarifiers, you know that we will. Secondly, Cancer, happy birthday. I hope that you're having an amazing birthday season. You deserve it. Go out there, eat some cake, the good kind. Not, not from the grocery store. Get some good cake, or make one. Make a cake. Treat yourself. It's your birthday season. But again, you will never forget your birthday. This is going to be big, all right? You're going to be able to tell your grandkids or your neighbors or whatever. Like, yeah. I was, at my birthday season when Uranus moved into Gemini. And it's a big thing. All right. This is going to be your biggest, this is it. Everything I literally said, this is it. Oh my gosh. Wow. Well, clearly you're good, but clearly everything that I said earlier, here it is, Page of Swords. Again, right off the bat, you're going to be seeing things in new ways, and it's because a lot of y'all are going to be in new circumstances, maybe a new marriage, maybe in a new career, maybe in a new job, maybe you started something, but this is your consciousness expanding. But there's this enthusiasm, excitement that comes with the Page of Swords, but that fresh new energy, like you're really ready to get started. But again, new perspective. Now, what does that bring? The Hangman. Okay, so what did I say? Out of all the signs, you this month have a lot of emphasis on your physical mind and your higher mind. Yeah, the conscious and the subconscious, the pineal gland, all of that. Hangman is actually attributed to Neptune, by the way, which is the ruler of the 12th, right? Imagination, ideals, dreams, creativity, all of that. But when I talk about shift in perspective, he did something so dramatic to see the world in a new way. Yep. He hanged himself upside down. And he's connected to the world card, but Hangman, very interesting here. You see the halo around his head. So this shift in perspective, and even the fact that you've got the North Node in Pisces in your 9th house, which is your perspective and philosophies and your worldview, and he wanted to see the world in a different way, so that's why he went upside down, and now he can see big. You're going to have the biggest shift in perspective this month, the biggest one, and it's going to completely transform your life, Cancer. And I'm going to tell you why. But just know this is definitely a big deal for you. And it is card 12, right? 1 plus 2 equals new reality. There's something new coming from this. And again, you already see that. One last thing. You've got to surrender. Out with the old, in with the new. And that's what he did, right? Sacrifice. He's made some sacrifices. And getting out of your comfort zone, all right? That cardinal energy you're really feeling, but you're also feeling blessed with Jupiter in your sign. You're protected. You got it. And until June 2026, like, you're good. And Jupiter is, natively is exalted in your sign, but also rules the 9th, like that Pisces energy, okay? And Sagittarius. Anyway, strength in your challenge area. 2 things here. Find it. Okay. The biggest thing, this is all about inner courage, right? Strength. You see that you have infinite potentials when you have that inner courage, that boldness, that self-belief, all of that every aspect, Saturn, Neptune, and Aries, everything's asking you to be that leader, that fierce, like, I'm on top of this, right? Really connect. Okay. This is when, and I feel like you are doing it. I feel like that comes with that perspective shift. Look at that, right? And so that's the main thing. So when I say strength, that's also knowing to resist the things that you shouldn't be doing, right? And so there may be something here that's part of this shift in the way you're seeing things. Now, the second thing, there may be someone that you need to see eye to eye with. Can be a lot of ego here. Okay, and your challenger, and I already said there's got like egos at play, you know, especially with that Leo energy, Sun in Leo, you got Mercury in Leo all month, right? And Leo is very, very, you know, the lower expressions would be pride and ego. Okay, so that situation also, should you come across something like that, it's also beneficial. It helps you shift the way you're seeing things. It's almost like the universe is saying, okay, you needed to see this. Okay. I remember it's a monthly forecast. So anyway, you got the 9 of Swords and the 4 of Swords. So there's this almost like interesting, again, this is higher mind, physical mind, physical mind, physical mind, right? You got these 3 swords, but you're moving out of it, right? You got to move out of it. This is overthinking, overanalyzing. This is, you know, self-doubt. This is saying that, you know, there's something in a circumstance that I'm in that, maybe someone did something to you. Maybe you did something to someone. Maybe you said something to someone that was, you know, whatever it is, we've got to make up, leave in the past. Remember, in any situation, you always want to be the best version of yourself. So even if you're not in the wrong, it would be you going up to whoever it is and being and apologizing, asking forgiveness. And even if they don't react in the way that you want, hey, at least you know you did your best. That is your karmic journey. Okay? That's what that is. 4 of Swords and the root of your spread. This can be a month where, again, this card is all about rest and retreat. You've got Venus and Uranus moving into your 12th house, which is rest, basically rest and retreat. So this is saying there's something inside you that's saying, I need to take some alone time. I need to take some alone time here. Okay? Because you even see, by the way, by himself, by himself, himself by himself. So there's a little bit of, you know, that, but at the same time, it's fine because this is where you're taking that time to have that equilibrium, right? Up here. And it's really nice. There's so much comfort here. It's really, really sweet. There's something here with partnerships and relationships too, by the way. A lot of career energy, but just don't overthink things. Again, merge the higher mind with the physical mind, but have that shift in perspective because you got the death card in your future. Now, when I said earlier, you, without even throwing the cards down, you, out of all the signs, you're up there in terms of having one of the biggest transformations this July with all these aspects with Pluto, with Uranus, trine Pluto all month, right? In your 8th house of death and rebirth, I said it's Pluto, right? Pluto rules Scorpio natively, okay? This card is attributed to Scorpio, death and rebirth, okay? Out with the old, in with the new, shedding skin. You're moving into this new you. You see the sun coming out in the horizon, right? Optimism, opportunity, vitality, that life force, like beautiful, beautiful. But you've got to surrender, okay? And have that shift in perspective for that change that's going to change your life. I said this is a month of change and you're truly going to feel it. Now, the last thing I'm going to point out, which I was going to point out earlier, what comes after the Hanged Man? The Death card. So you're going you're not even taking, you know, rest stops. Okay? You're not getting out to get Chick-fil-A. You're going straight to the Catskills. Like you're not stopping. You got the Hanged Man and the Death card. You're going straight into this big transformation. Your life is changing. Let's get to your stuff in a great way. Cancer. Wow. If you like this reading, it would be great if you like, subscribe, leave comments. Tell me what's going on. Tell me. Happy birthday. What are y'all doing for your birthday? By the way, any of those aspects I told you that's happening on your birthday, big. All right. And then again, there's a lot of stuff I didn't even tell you. I'll tell you in the next week. All right. Now, anyway, you know, love y'all. Yeah, you're good. You can't get any gooder, you know, like this is, oh my gosh. It's going to be a significant month for you, by the way. You see that you've got all these court cards, right? And then, which means this is going to be a significant month. And all these swords, again, you can use that. You can flip those around, right? Positive thinking and then communicating. But there is a big shift happening. There's just something that you've got to surrender and let go and move forward, right? Ten of Pentacles. How funny is that? The Ten of Pentacles have been showing up a lot, right? Because Mars is in Virgo. And this card is attributed to Mars in Virgo. But anyway, you have Mars in Virgo. It's a great thing. It's a beautiful thing. It's in your third house. This is legacy. This is success. This is the you made it card. Pentacles falling from heaven. Like I told you, you got to have money stuff happening, okay? Pentacles in the form of the Tree of Life. You don't see that in any other card, right? And you see all that family energy. I told you, you have a lot of family home energy. Look how big that castle is. You have abundance here. You see the harvest that's still in the card. This is truly ascending, but there's this physicality to it, especially even with like Mars's physicality. There's something happening in your physical world that's changing, that you're moving into. Keep going. You're getting there. This is amazing. There is something enormously special waiting for you. And then you have the Hierophant in your external factors area. What did I say about you becoming the wise one, the one that everyone's going to listen to? This is the divine leader, the spiritual warrior. It's the Hierophant, right? The high priest. And this is someone, you see, he's standing, right, between you, the columns here, the great columns, gray and tarot's wisdom, and you imparting your wisdom, right? And these are, from Solomon's temple. You've heard of like the wisdom of Solomon. There's structure, organization, all of that with the Hierophant, but there is this sense of like recognition that you deserve. Okay. Now, the other thing, it looks like that some of y'all, two things actually, some of y'all are doing something where you're going to be learning a lot from a wise person. Yeah. They're going to be changing your life. Okay. And you can think of who it, whoever that resonates, you'll see it in July, right? Hierophant is Taurus too, by the way. It could be a Taurus, could be a Taurus rising, Taurus moon, but even still. The other thing is that it looks like some of y'all are in a place where, yeah, you may be having a big life change or moving into it or wanting it, like marriage, or it could be something here with marriage, or it could be something here. I mean, I already said your partnerships areas ignited, even a baby. There may be like a baby in the picture, grandkid, but there's something here. You may even be joining a community that is very helpful, changes your mindset. Really great. Now you have the Tower. All right. How interesting. I can't even actually, now that I think about it. Yeah. You see the progression, right? Did you see your last week's reading? Just check it out, because remember, because I throw in the astrology, every week is sequential. It's, they're connected. Yeah. So, okay. So this is just a continuation from last week, and you see the cards from last week. Tower, but where the Tower, one of the cards that shows up again, where it is in your stuff, it's like, it's just you saying like, okay, no more surprises, no more unexpected. Hey, Uranus is leaving Taurus, your 11th. Okay. So that was still right. So you're, like I said, Uranus is Gemini. It's a very different vibe, a lot more up here for you. 12th house activity. Avoid just those lower expressions of like self-sabotage, getting in your own way, that kind of energy. You'll be fine. Have that shift in perspective. And that really is it. You got the Six of Cups at the end of the day. This card is harmony. This is, all this Leo energy. You have Mercury in Leo all month. You have the sun moving into Leo. You have a new moon in Leo. That Leo is like your inner child, letting your hair down. Yeah, but this is beautiful. It's harmony. It's the Six of Cups. So I really love this for you. There's this kindness here, gentleness. There's this affection. You're going to feel that nurturing energy, but love, feeling the surge of love, protection. This is the biggest house in tarot. You got a lot of home and family stuff happening anyway. You're going to feel the love. All right. Now, the last thing, Six of Cups is highly associated with nostalgia. And remember, you got Mercury going retrograde. You got Mars with the South Node. A lot of communication. People from the past may come up. And like I said earlier, this Mercury retrograde feels good. Like with the people coming from your past. Pay attention. Pay attention. Okay. Now, let's break it down week by week. Let's see. Oh, my goodness. Cancer, first week, is really big. You got everything happening. You have so much. You got the Venus, Uranus conjunction. No, Venus is moving into Gemini. Neptune goes retro. There's a lot happening. Okay. And then, of course, we know that, Venus will sextile Saturn and Neptune. And then Uranus is moving into Gemini on July 7th, the same day that Venus trines Pluto. Like that day, I would mark on your calendar. Anyway, Let's see what's going on for you for the first week of July. Your life is changing right away. Right away. And you could have that big shift in perspective right before. You could have it right after because of how something is changing. You've got the world, the end of the major arcana. You've completed your journey. Congratulations. Happy birthday. You completed your mission through the Fool's journey. Yeah. There's a sense of achievement and honors and the merging of like dualities or all of that, all of polarity, all of that. You're good. You're good. You're absolutely good. I even said earlier, there's like, this is what you want in a big way. All right. A new era, the next chapter in your story. All right. You even see the attachment. You're like, their legs are crossed. We'll get into it later, but let's keep going. So you're good. You're good. Your life is changing right away from the first week. Second week, you've got that full moon in Capricorn. Even more life changes happening for you, okay? Partnerships, relationships, legal matters. There is something there, all right? Saturn will go retrograde, and then, you've got Mercury, sextile Venus, which I love for you, and then Mercury goes retrograde. I mean, there's just so much happening. There's so much happening. Let's see what's going on for you for the second week of... Ooh. Let's take these. July. You can't even make this up. You can't make this up. I don't even know what to say, but please pay attention to the number 4, okay? I don't even know. Okay, so you got the 4 of Pentacles. Yeah, so it's just you taking that time out. You're going to do it anyway with the 12th house activity. Take that time out to think about, remember, even Saturn going retrograde, this card is attributed to Capricorn. Saturn is a ruler. Structure, stability, moving forward. Everything I said, go back to what I said about Saturn retrograde this week, the second week, okay? All about security, stability, moving forward, about your future. And you got the Wheel of Fortune. There's great change happening in your life. Okay, you got Jupiter, the planet of luck, in your sign. Luck and fortune. This card is attributed to Jupiter. Yeah? And it's a 10. This is new beginning happening for you in a really big way. Fate. It's a fated door opening for you. And it could be many. You're good. That full moon is going to bring new things. You're really good. You got the only 2 cards. This is why I say pay attention to the number 4. You got the only 2 cards in tarot where you see the 4 fixed signs in the corners, right? Bringing that stability, that structure, that foundation building. I talked about the number 4 last week. You've also got the 4 of Pentacles. It doesn't stop there. Remember, I pointed out the World and the Hanged Man, how they are linked with their crossed legs, right? Making the number 4. I don't even know what to say. Let's get to the third week. I'm like speechless. All right. Now, third week. This is when you got Mars conjuncting the South Node and Mars square Venus. We officially enter Leo season as well. You've got the Sun trining Saturn. There's so much happening. Okay, let's see what's going on for you. Third week, Cancer of July. Oh my. Okay, I got it. Yeah? You're good. You know that, right? You got that Ace of Pentacles. I can't even believe this. You're starting a new journey. Clearly, you're the big new one with the Wheel of Fortune here. I can't even the world, right? Come on. Minus card 21. 2 + 1 = 3, like I said. Okay, this is card 12. I told you they're connected. So they're both, 3, which is that creation, new reality, new beginning, new journey anyway. I mean, and now the Ace of Pentacles, this golden pathway, a new ace is new beginning, new opportunity. I can't even for you. So I told you money. Well, I told you a lot. You're going to be getting new jobs, starting your own jobs, maybe even a side gig. If you're not here for any of that, Pentacles are a physical world, something coming into your life like a baby boy, by the way. Very possible that your life is changing in a big way. Now, let's look at the last week. You got the new moon in Leo. You've got Venus moving into your sign. You have the Mercury Cazimi. There's, again, a lot of other stuff happening for you that we'll talk about in your weekly forecasts. Big stuff, all right? But those are the main. Let's see what's going on for you last week of July. And I just cannot at this point. I don't even know what to do. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to react. Like, I've never, I'm restless. I'm like, you just got your own card. You got the Chariot. You're going to be, remember what I said? Like, letting all that, letting things go, surrendering. He's moving forward, fast and furious. He's not looking back. He's not going back. This is willpower. This is that courage. This is I'm going after my dreams. Look at him. Look at his Chariot. Look at what he's sitting in. Cement. He's not going back. You're good. You're good. You've gone through this. You're good. I can't even. There may even be 2 different paths opening for you, or 2 different things. There's many things coming into your life. You even see the 2 Sphinxes here. You have never had a reading like this. But remember, you even got the 4 of Swords here. But the fact that you only got 4 pip cards out of all these major arcana, and court cards. Oh my gosh. 1, 2, 3, 5. This is going to be the biggest month. Anyway, Cancer. And yes. We're going to look at career. We're going to look at love. We're going to pull a lot more cards. Tier 3 members, you know where to find the link. Anyone's welcome to join. Really good and legendary members. Next week, we'll go deeper into the aspects. Cancer, happy birthday. Oh my. I cannot even, you are going through the biggest change with all this luck, fortune, big things happening for you. Big, big change. Cancer, I love y'all. I'll see you next week. Thanks so much. All right, bye-bye.